Hey everyone, so I haven't been on my channel or recorded any videos lately because I've been dealing with something pretty serious, and honestly I want to share with you because I don't want this to happen to you. So stick with me because what I thought was going on with my body was completely different from what it actually turned out to be. In a 24-hour window, my legs became so heavy I was literally dragging them to walk, especially my right one. I got so scared that doctors even tested me for MS. What it actually was, I never saw coming. And if you're over 50, you really need to hear this. I had no idea shingles could start like this, and I almost missed it. It didn't start with a rash. So, how did my journey start? A few days before Christmas Day, I started getting like some sharp tingling, like electric pulses in the skin of my back. It was really odd. I lifted my shirt and asked my husband, could you please, is there anything on my back? Is there something biting me? And of course, nothing was there. I carried on, with the Christmas celebrations, etc., and ignored it. Fast forward a few days, Christmas Day, perfect health, felt wonderful, no issues whatsoever. Boxing Day, I woke up and I was literally dragging my legs down the hallway like two sledgehammers. Getting up to go to the bathroom, the color would drain from me. I turned white, gray. It was the most horrible thing. I was sure that I was going to hit the ground and pass out. That, within a 24-hour time period, my whole life flipped upside down. It started with my nervous system. And I remember thinking, this is obviously not normal. And I just started freaking out. I was scared. It was a little bit of a challenge because this happened Boxing Day. I ended up in the ER a couple of times over Christmas vacation. Doctors are away, staff was down to skeletal staff. So I waited about 2.5 weeks until I could actually get in to my family doctor. And my doctor, she took it pretty seriously. I went through MS testing, nerve testing in my legs, vascular testing to rule out peripheral arterial damage. This was over a course of 2 months. My legs were not getting better. Basically, I had every test under the sun because no one could explain what was happening. And during that time, I kept asking myself, how could this happen? Because I thought I was doing everything right. I was eating clean. I was exercising. I was taking care of my 60-year-old body. But I was also under a lot of stress, work, the economy, life in general, and I didn't realize how much it was weighing on me. I think I let that stress kind of overtake my body, and it likely lowered my immune system without me even noticing. And while all of that was going on, something else was building in the background. Fatigue, skin sensitivity, a deep sense that something was wrong. And then it happened. And when the rash appeared, it was painful, itchy, and in a very specific side of my body, a little bit in my underarm area and my inner thigh. And that's when everything finally clicked. I think I have shingles. I forgot to mention my rash to my doctor when I first went in. So shingles comes from the chickenpox virus that you had years ago, sometimes decades ago. It stays dormant in your body until something triggers it. And for people over 50, that risk certainly goes up. Stress, illness, sleep issues, aging, all of that can play a role. But here's what I really want you to hear. It doesn't always start with a rash. Mine didn't. Sometimes it starts with nerve pain, tingling, burning, or unexplained heaviness. And it can look like something much more serious at first. So if something's feeling off in your body, especially on your one side, don't ignore it. Get it checked early. Don't make the mistake that I did, because early treatment can make a real difference. I am 4 months in and I am 90% better, but it's been a long, hard road to recover. So I want to talk about the shingles vaccine because it's been an emotional decision for me. You're supposed to wait 6 to 12 months after your shingles episode before you can get the vaccination. It needs to be completely out of your system. In Canada, the vaccine is called Shingles, and it's a 2-dose series. You get the first injection, then the second one's usually given a few months later to build full protection. So who gets it free in Ontario? Generally, people, adults between the ages of 65 to 70 years of age. Now, since I'm 60, I fall outside of the publicly funded age range, and I'm not complaining. I will gladly pay the money if I never get shingles again. The typical cost per dose here in Ontario is about $190 to $230 per dose. Second dose is the same price. Depends whether you go to your pharmacy or your doctor. You're looking at $380 to $460 in total. It works by helping your immune system recognize and fight the virus if it ever tries to reactivate. And I'll be honest, I'm terrified to get it. After everything that I've been through the last 4 months of recovery, pain, fear, not knowing what was happening to my body, and I'm scared of anything that might trigger it again or just set me back. It's been very emotional, and a long, difficult road. But I've made the decision that I'm going to do it anyway because I don't ever want to go through this again. And I'm going to do a follow-up video for my first shot and share exactly how I feel so you can follow along with me in real time. It's been an eye-opening experience and at times extremely debilitating to my day-to-day life. For me personally, this has been a long road to recovery. It's taken months to heal, and I'm still only about 90% back to my normal self. That's also why I haven't been as active here on my channel lately. I've had to really give my body time to recover, and I'm finally getting back to feeling like myself again. So I appreciate you being here more than you know. If you've had shingles or you've had experienced anything similar, I'd really like to hear your story. Drop a line below and share your experience, or just even let me know if this has helped you recognize something maybe you didn't know before. It's a big deal and it's scary, and my whole life turned upside down. I'm 90% better. My legs, I don't know if they're ever going to go back to being the same. I haven't worked out in 4 months. My arms are flabby. My tummy is definitely, more robust around the midsection. And I'm not complaining because this is really the least of my worries right now. I'm going to start slow on retraining and strength training. But once again, my leg strength went from 100% to 10 or 20% in a 24-hour window. And the first 2 months were the worst. And then I started to see recovery, in very, very small doses. Here I am 4 months out. And like I said, I'm at 90% capacity in my legs. And not sure that the virus is completely gone because about 4 days ago, I had one of those electric kind of shock pulses in my skin. And they are quite sharp. They take your breath away. So anyway, that's my journey. I hope that it's been of help to you. Thank you so much for watching my channel. Until next time, take care of yourself, take care of your skin, and remember, you've got this.